want a fur, not a second-hand coat. I want a yacht, not a cheap little boat. I tell my daddy not to be depressed. All I need for happiness is the best. I want a diamond, nothing else has appeal. And when it comes to men, you know how I feel. I want a real man. Give me a real man, you know what I mean. I want a real man. Oh, real man, you're what I need.
What's up? Welcome to Real Men. This is the men's magazine for men, about men, and why men. Anyway, and we have a great show today with all-star talkers. Let's meet them right now. Kate Ashby joined us. How are you, Kate?
I am absolutely fabulous.
Good to see you. You're camouflaged, but I see you. Noam Rosen is here as well.
How the hell are you?
Good, Noamer. Tim Reichert joined us. Nice to see you, Timmy.
Thank you, sir. Good to be here.
And the lovely and effervescent Dwayne Hill.
Woo! I am lovely and effervescent.
There he is. You'd recognize him anywhere. That's how we're going to start this show. Going to toss it over to that same Dwayne Hill for a little commentary. Go ahead, Dwayner.
Cybersex. Is it cheating? Is cybersex, well, sex on a computer, is it cheating? No. Hate to upset you, but it's not. If it's cheating to go online and try to find somebody to talk dirty to you and then arrange a place to meet and then have intercourse with that person, that is definitely not cheating. Okay, maybe it is, but that's not cybersex. Cybersex is more like, a fat 50-year-old guy, I'm 35, on his computer thinking he's talking to an 18-year-old girl who's actually been diagnosed with nymphomania, and a bunch of 14-year-old kids on the other end laughing their asses off while they convince him to masturbate into his palm and smear it in his face. That's cybersex. Tim?
Grab some cushions, big man. You're scaring the viewers, I think.
Sit beside me.
Find a place to sit there, big Dwayner.
Hello.
What do you think, Kate?
I think that cybersex is cheating. I think that if you started writing letters to someone in Niagara Falls, back and forth, and you had a girlfriend, you'd be
Not
cheating.
the Niagara Falls thing again. She was a friend. We had sex a couple of times while you were asleep. It's over. No, but I think it depends. Is it a thought crime?
Yes.
It is. I mean, if a girl walks past and she has a great body, you're looking at it going, "Wow, what a great body," and you're thinking, I could do some really naughty things.
Right.
It's like the eyes wide shut thing.
I fell asleep during it, but I hear it was boring. It was. It was like a lot of assumed nudity.
I've never seen so many naked women and been so bored in my life. That movie. Yes, you're right.
Truly. Well, except if you
Let's
showgirls.
refocus the topic. Noam, do you think cybersex is cheating?
I mean, depends who you're seeing. If you're seeing another cybersex person, do you mean? I mean, then it would be cheating if you're not supposed to cheat on your
No, let's assume that you're married and everything's fine, but you sneak online to get off.
You sneak online to just get off on pornography? I don't think pornography is ever cheating. I
No,
think it's fantasy.
No, we're talking about cybersex.
Yes.
You
I
get
know,
with
but
the program.
cybersex is so... What is cybersex? It's not... It doesn't even exist.
No,
I cannot
I'm
find
naked.
one person who actually does it. It is not real.
Well, there are tons
they
of
do.
people that do it.
Welcome to Noam saying stupid things. On your
There are tons of people who do it. And the scary thing is what happens is that they go back and forth, and then all of a sudden the guy goes, I really dig this chick, and the girl goes, I really dig, and they have to meet. At some point, they have to meet in some coffee shop.
Let's get Reichert in here. What do you think, Timmy?
If they meet, then that's cheating. But if they don't, you can't cheat if you never touch another woman. You can't be cheating.
So you're okay with your wife having this pen pal that she writes back and forth, and they have sex?
Using all the bad words.
Oh, that's what it is.
But you're okay with that?
I suppose so. If it keeps her happy and faithful to me in the real sense, in
Your
the
nose
physical
is growing.
sense.
Exactly.
No,
You're reading her like emails. You're expecting something romantic. And it's like your whole fist fits.
By the way, can I have your wife's email address? Is that okay? Can you just tell me after your wife's email?
My wife does it with everybody at home.com or something.
A one-off?
Naughty.
You guys, a one-off is different. If it's a one-off, you've just fine. But it's when you
Can I
start
have your email address then?
I like the one-off thing, exactly.
I think cheating is between you and your spouse or your wife. It's what you two, between you, decide what cheating is. Because to some people, they're allowed to flirt with others, and some people actually have non-monogamous relationships. And so each individual couple decides, and every guy knows if he's online, he knows if he's cheating on his wife. He knows if his wife would freak
Jump in,
if she
big
found
man.
out.
Half of it's also, I mean, that's also being naughty. And naughty can also, you bring that into the bedroom, you know? You really do. I mean, keeping a relationship alive. Yes, no. There's a reason that I tried to have sex with you. I was being naughty. No, but you know what I mean? It's like if a girl, I think it's sexy if your girlfriend, if you're at a bar and you're dancing and she flirts.
Oh,
Why
you're
not?
so cute.
Do you like
You're
naughty
so
girls?
Cute.
Do you like naughty girls with your cyber
Oh,
sex?
Kate,
Pick up the phone. Call the number.
One at a time, one at a time.
Is fantasizing about another woman in bed, is that not
You've asked me
cheating?
that twice now in another show. No.
Well, then why is cyber sex cheating? It's just a fantasy world.
Because it's
nothing
not
physical.
anonymous anymore. If it's like I said, if you're just, in my opinion, if you're just sending it off to somebody and you guys got off together in this writing on one night, fine. But if you're starting to become a pen pal to someone and you're typing up and you're having cyber sex, that's cheating.
So
and you're right. You think about
Kate,
it.
you're okay with the cyber sex one-night stand?
Yes, I can handle the cyber sex one night stand, Tim. That is just fine. But when you're going back and forth, no, I don't think it's a good idea.
I'm cradling your balls. Could you wrap it up? This is the only time we're going to meet. Summarize. Is there some sort of a fireworks thing going on? Do I fall asleep at the end?
Can we finish this up?
Yeah, because we're not going to do this again. But if you could change your name and contact me tomorrow.
You're just moving too fast.
I'm now stud 51, not stud 50.
Why does the guy always stop typing and go to sleep after? That's what I want to know.
All right, let's get out of here. Let's sell some stuff.
Z.
Nice job, panel, on a very sensitive topic.
Yes.
They took it very seriously, didn't you find?
Yeah.
When we come back after this, we're going to talk about men and masturbation. So you know the IQ level is going to skyrocket when we come back on Real Men.
We should actually
We're men get real.
masturbate during the commercial break to see how alert we are. Let's go, guys.
We're having a lot of fun today on the set of Real Men. And right into this segment, we're going to talk about men and masturbation. So you know it's going to be very scientific. Let's kick it over to Reichert to get us going. Go ahead, Timmy.
Hey, do you crank your wank? Do you shine your dolphin? Do you spank your monkey? Huh? These are all the euphemisms we've come up with for masturbation. Did you know that 60% of men, when asked, will admit that they masturbate? 60%. To the other 40%, I say, who the hell do you think you're kidding? Are those extra calluses on your right hand from your golf swing? I don't think so. I first programmed my remote control when I was 11. That's my own little euphemism, by the way. I made it up. And I haven't stopped since. I find my remote control needs to be programmed every day, right up until... Could you turn the camera off for a second? Tim?
Nice job, Timmy. 11? Man, I didn't get my remote figured out until about 15. I was very slow on the uptake, I guess.
I'm guessing the remote must have just exploded in your hands.
Man, it was, yeah, that first one, you don't forget it.
I caught myself in my fly. The next thing you know, I'm soaked.
The whole room has been repainted.
What happened and why am I so happy about it?
What about you, Noam? When did you first figure it all out?
What, masturbation?
Sure.
I think I was young enough to be confused.
What the hell was that?
way. Yeah, kind of like one of these, you know, I think I was a little too young. I really didn't know what had
A
happened.
little too young. You took advantage of yourself.
I just sort of, I felt a little ashamed.
What am I doing to me?
Yeah.
I was just cleaning it, and it
took
went off.
advantage of me. No, I was pretty young, I think, and I really didn't know what had happened. I thought I'd broken it, but then when it worked next day, and the next day after that, I figured, okay, well, this is working out.
Mama,
It's leaking some sort of a fluid. Maybe I'm trying to put it back in.
Well, at this point, I want to go to Kate for the female perspective. Kate, do
Masturbation.
women masturbate
This
like...
feels like a weird dream to me right now.
Does the dream end with you masturbating?
Shower heads, go.
I think that
Why just turn on the
shower.
water when the water can turn you on?
Right, absolutely.
Shower
Jacuzzis.
have you used one?
I think that women.
No. Have you used one?
I think that for girls, it probably happens very early because of the way that we wipe ourselves. I think that.
And horseback riding.
I think that you become very aware of that at a very, very young age. That there's
When guys get pretty, we have to
you have to shake
the hell
it.
out of it. When we...
So
Is that why girls like really soft toilet paper?
Yes.
I never understood.
Yeah, you know what? Absolutely. Anybody who has cheap toilet paper is absolutely crazy. Spend the extra bucks.
Chicks hate that.
Yes, I
know.
hate it.
Dwayne, when you masturbate,
Yes.
do you go with the whole hand creams and lotions and stuff?
I never
or do
really
you
saw that need. I'm one of those guys where it's like, it's just like, hey, my hands are cut off. I haven't found a better piece of equipment. I mean, with a girl, I'm totally experimental. But with myself, it's like, think survival.
Yeah.
The only way I could, get rid of this extra protein in my system and carry on alive would be to drain it as quickly as I can. I mean, let's face it, guys are experts at masturbating themselves. I mean,
and so you're an expert at masturbating yourself. You're going out with some woman.
Are you an expert at masturbating yourself?
Of course I am.
You never,
Yes, of course I am.
She won't talk about it.
I did.
Well, she did now.
talked
Back
about
off,
it.
man.
Yeah,
Have you masturbated in the last 24 hours?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Whoa. Nice question.
I just want to see somebody honest.
No.
Damn.
You're welcome at home.
You're an expert at masturbating. Do you?
Well, I'm not an expert, but I'm definitely
with
good at
your
myself.
body,
You're
you
an
know
expert.
it.
Yeah.
You've been dating someone for a bit. Do you prefer to do it yourself? She's as good as she. You want to teach her a little bit?
Well,
or?
sometimes the awkwardness is a turn on.
Does the world?
Oh, is it really?
Hey, what do you think you're doing? You're awkward. Ooh.
Oh, really?
No, sure. I mean, let's face it. Contact with the penis is contact with the penis.
Yeah.
You can slam it in the door, and I'll probably ejaculate eventually.
Right.
When a girl's doing it, it feels like someone else. Oh.
The old door jam masturbation, not as popular.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's like relationships. Now, you've been in a relationship for a while. Do you masturbate in front of your partner, or when your partner's not looking? You cooking that bacon? I mean, what?
Both.
What? Dwayne, come on now.
That's very
Well,
helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if
Well, I'm
you're in a
wondering. I haven't been in a huge
Well,
long...
she said both.
Both. Yeah,
She said
for
both,
sure.
so that includes both.
Yeah.
That's right.
Are you her partner, Noam?
No, that includes, I'm just saying. Like,
There was
she
an
said-
article in Cosmo saying that men who masturbate a lot can have a really hard time after a while having sex with a woman because it's not the same and they'll have a harder time coming. So that they should
Okay.
stop.
No, that's
Kate,
true.
let me just jump in right now and say that that's crap.
Yeah.
And I think that's true. I think
not
that's
true.
true with vibrators, because vibrators are this unnaturally wonderful, I've heard.
Right.
Vibration that
Right.
men can't reproduce under any circumstances. At best, we're,
Some men.
But there's
Some men,
Timmy,
some men.
let me throw a question.
There's the amazing
Let me throw a
Timber.
question at Timbo. Does the fact that you're having sex with a woman decrease the frequency of masturbation for a man?
Most certainly not.
That's what I want to hear.
Absolutely. The
Yeah.
biggest problem for guys in masturbation is coming up with 4 new fantasies a day.
Exactly.
It's just you can't repeat,
Let me see. Shop teacher with breasts.
We don't really
Might work.
Yeah. Men are visually stimulated, but we don't need the porno channel. We can pretty much make it up and go.
Because we can remember what was on the porno channel. It's
about-
masturbation memories. It really is.
It's really good to keep masturbating for guys, and for women as well. But for guys, the more you masturbate, the less chance of having prostate problems later in life.
Oh my
And
God.
and
I think I'll
Isn't
be
that glorious?
I'll be a specimen of health.
Get on it.
I'm
know.
fighting cancer, honey. I'm fighting cancer.
That's why it's impossible.
Thanks. That's good.
You're welcome.
That's fantastic. I thought we were almost going to get out of the segment without any miming, but we were almost there. When we come back, we're going to talk about
Masturbation.
anger management, which could go hand in hand, no pun intended, with the masturbation. We're coming back on Real Men.
I was miming over here, by the way. I don't know if that makes any difference at all. But trying to make it clean by doing it.
If I don't masturbate, I'm fierce. Hey, welcome back to Real Men.
There's no guys that don't
I'm Tim
masturbate,
Steeves, and this is a magazine show for men. And what we're talking about today, we've talked about all kinds of things, but this segment, we're going to do anger management. And if I know someone who needs a little anger management, Noam Rosen, you are a fierce machine when you lose your temper, aren't you?
Yes.
How do you control the anger, Noam?
Well, it's hard when there's just so much of it. I
Yeah.
couldn't even sell that. No, I'm
No.
a pretty calm guy. I don't really get angry a lot. I think it happens once every decade or so. And when I do, I find usually just beating somebody up helps.
Now, your parents,
No.
how were they? Were they strict when you were a kid?
Yeah, actually, that was the one rule in our house, is no violence. So you could get as mad as you want, you just had to completely repress it.
You ever lose your temper, Dwayne, or what?
Well, like for example, in the first segment, I had something hang from my chin, and none of you morons told me about it. So that kind of upsets me, morons.
Is this you angry?
This is me angry. Oh, I bruised like a grape. I do get angry, and it's stuff I'm not proud of, because I'm one of those guys who's kind of schizo and sort of passionate, and I definitely think anger management is something that we need now more than ever, because we've evolved from a society that kills to a society that negotiates and deals, and we have kills, but not as much as we used to. Let's face it. I mean, the streets ran red with blood for a long time, and now it's not so. Yeah.
No, but now it's air rage, it's road rage, it's 2 minutes in a lineup rage.
But air rage, I think air rage is a better headline than an actual. It just doesn't.
Air rage is totally stupid. Like, why do guys get mad at their flying waitresses?
Well, because flying with every stewardess or everybody tends to be like, flying waitresses? Noam, you're getting pee in your coffee.
Even though he was on our side.
You know what? I think that anger management stems from right back from being a kid, and I think that with parents divorcing so much now, and the guilt of spending weekends and not enough time and giving kids what they want and spoiling is creating these spoiled kids that turn into spoiled adults, and I think that's where anger management
I think
goes
we're
out
focusing. Sorry.
I think that's
Blah, blah, blah.
I think we're focusing
blah,
too
blah,
much.
blah. No, seriously.
Don't get angry. Don't get angry.
What do you mean, blah,
Timmy
blah,
Reichert
blah?
had something to say. Go ahead, Timbo.
Please, Tim.
Go ahead, Timmy.
I think we're focusing far too much on the people who have the anger problems and not enough on the idiots who cause it.
That's right.
Get out of my way. Don't be so stupid.
Because the gene pool is absolutely, because we live in a day and age where everybody's allowed a fair shot at a definite healthy life, we aren't allowed to execute our morons as much as we used to. We really used to.
Exactly.
We used to pave streets, honestly.
Thin the
I
herd.
actually have to try to get more angry, and that's managing it too.
Okay.
Because I don't get angry enough.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah, I've had to work on it over, my life. I've had to work on the simmer down now. Simmer down. What about you, Timmy? You lose your temper?
I do. I lose my temper. I haven't actually had to go to fisticuffs with anyone since I was like.
You know why? Because you can mentally abuse them, which is actually the same with me.
Exactly.
It's the exact same thing. It's like you don't have to hit them, you can make them cry.
Oh, covertly around the corner, I'll sort of get back at you. You
Well,
may.
it's like, of course you'd say that because, you're fat. That kind of thing.
Right, right.
That's sort of a basic one. But, we use mental pain on each other. That is our rage, I think, as opposed to just, a punch in the face you can forget about.
You can be just as hurtful with your language, that's for sure.
With your
I get angry
whatchamacallits.
about people. The thing that angers me the most in general in society are when people are completely ignorant to other people, where they only think of themselves and they just, getting in your way and stuff where it's like, are you oblivious that there's other people around you?
You can't blame people for making you anything. You either become angry or you don't in a situation, whether reason comes in or whatever. And I think that if you can manage your anger, that's great. And it looks like everybody in this panel, Tim, it sounds like everybody can manage their anger, but the people that can't are the people that I think we're talking about.
Right.
And that's when it gets really scary.
And sorry, Kate, but in our society today, annoyances are enough, it seems, to send some people into an outrage.
And that's scary.
Well,
That's
that
really
goes back to
scary.
Noam's repressed thing, right? Like, you pack it all in, and then, one more thing, it pushes you over the top, and you have these people that are just, snapping. And going back to air rage, I don't think, first of all, I think that people that are claustrophobic and afraid of heights and afraid of flying have a very tough time. I think they get drunk.
So don't fly.
The fact that
Sometimes
they
you have to. You can't take a stagecoach to England.
So then you're in a wrong job, or you're in a wrong whatever.
Well, no,
or get people to visit you. Don't fly if you can't fly.
But how do you know you can't
But you're
until something
trying.
happens?
You're trying. You're hoping you're not going to explode. Everybody gets on a plane going, if I don't kill anybody, it'll be successful.
Well, what about the guy that got killed by the passengers? I read this in a magazine where a guy lost his cool.
chokehold.
He was a guy who was in his 20s, never had anything like this happen to him before. The other passengers had to restrain him to the point of killing the guy.
But you know what? That's also a mob mentality. I was a bouncer for a long time, and people start getting into a fight, and people start jumping in, and stuff gets really out of hand because it honestly becomes a mob mentality.
Yeah.
Mob is
And
scary.
that guy was a human rage machine. He was really coming unglued. And that's that one example that everybody uses, that poor guy being beaten to death.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen that often.
No.
More often, people run over other people. Like, Las Vegas in New Year's Eve, a woman just hops on the curb and plows through 50 people because she's just furious. That is, to me, that's outrageous. She has no excuse as opposed to a plane where you can have real fear.
I bet there's a place where all three of you, and Tim included, I bet where none of you guys have a problem with anger, and that's in your cars. Guys tend to really be able to expel their anger.
Well, it's easy, isn't it? Because you're in the seeming protection and privacy of your vehicle. You can yell things, and it's
Also,
easier.
guys take it really personally because they feel like the car is them.
Yeah.
So it's not you hit my car, you hit me.
Yeah.
Oh,
You hit my penis extension.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ow!
And it takes a long time to get a nice ride, and so when you have one, it's like hands off my sled.
Actually, I drive the opposite way. I just kind of cut people off and go, his car's worth more than mine. He won't risk an accident. You son of a Mercedes! Suzuki, 10 years old.
Nice job,
See you in
panel.
hell.
We got one more segment, a couple more minutes with real men. Stay with us. We've been talking cyber sex, masturbation, and anger management. It all goes together. Come back.
Do you get angry in your car?
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Real Men. This is the show where men get real, and we've been keeping it pretty damn real in here today, haven't we, Kate?
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Anger management, Kate, last thoughts?
Last thoughts. I was going out with this guy for about 6 weeks, and we get back to my bachelor apartment on Wellesley Street, and I made popcorn in the microwave oven. There was one bag left, and I burnt it. You know, and it just turns black. You can't eat it. And he got so mad, because he really wanted popcorn. We're going to watch this movie. He got so mad, he put his fist through my cupboard door in my apartment.
Well, yeah.
But he was he was a tiger in the sack.
Yes,
That's
he was
very
great in
serious.
bed. You're absolutely right.
So
You know
what did
him.
you do when he put his fist through?
I told him that he had to go. He had to go. Like, I couldn't handle it. And then he was really angry, and I said, no, you know what, you got to go. And it just felt to me that that was a sign down the road that anything could happen. And he was like, you know, I'll never hit you. And this is great.
What if you cooked dinner wrong one night?
Yeah, no. And that was a guy who just was not on top of his anger, and I did not want to spend any time with him. And so he was gone. He was out of there. And it was great up to that point.
Dwayne, what's the stupidest thing you've ever lost your temper about?
This morning. Following Noam's cabin this morning.
Tell that story quick.
I don't know how a guy can use his brakes and still go uphill. This guy was braking all the time, and Noam's just chatting away because he's fascinating, and this cab, he's like...
In defense of the cab driver, we were having a really nice conversation. And the fact that Dwayne kept riding him was just making it worse. And in fact, I told him to slow down, because I'm like, why is that guy following so close? Just slow down, man. I'll pay you extra if you slow down.
I was going to pass you on the lawn. I was like...
Well, there you go.
What about you, Timmy?
There
The
you go.
stupidest reason you've lost your temper lately?
In the car, you know, some little old lady who, God bless her, you know,
Trying to cross the
accidentally,
street.
yeah, get out of my way. Oh, I'm an idiot, you know.
Do you ever check yourself? You catch yourself and just, what am I saying?
I am so embarrassed
Just
when I'm in my
after.
car and alone, and thank God there isn't some spy camera in there with me to just make every person that knows me hate me.
So are you different if there's someone in the passenger seat?
Completely, night
Good.
and day.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think we're all a little guilty of that.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a hell of a show, Real Men, right there. Thanks
Yeah,
a lot,
yeah,
man. Good
yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Thanks to you for
Masturbation
tuning in.
and
We've been
rage.
talking cyber sex, masturbation, and
same
anger
thing.
management.
really are.
Yeah, really
It's
are.
all together. Thanks a lot, guys.
Woo!
See you next time on Real Men, where men get real.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about the pillows.
Calm down! Both of you!
This is anger management. Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Stop! This is how the Russian Tsar died, and nobody was happy when that happened. Hello, help, please, help.
No.
You get mad sometimes?
And you know. If somebody cuts me off, I think, fellas up no ass.
I'm telling you, that cabin was so slow. I was like, I couldn't get around it.
Slow down. You have a nice conversation.
Can you not have a conversation with your foot in this position as opposed to this position?